I went to a safe place, Family Justice Center for Clackamas County, something the Board of Commissioners agreed to start, where survivors of domestic abuse, sexual assault, and vulnerable adult abuse can access many services under one roof. I sat down with the executive director of Clackamas Women's Services after the domestic violence tragedy in Oregon City. Police believe a husband shot his wife in their driveway while their children were home. She died from her injuries this morning.
But when we hear about cases like this on the news, the first thing we think about is how do we educate the public? Because most of the time, what you'll hear right away is, we didn't know something was wrong, nobody knew, nobody heard anybody argue.
But I found out there can be other signs of domestic violence, like excessive jealousy from a partner, unexplained injuries, or isolation from friends and family.
It is hard as a friend or loved one to approach someone you don't want to, you are afraid about being wrong or maybe asking the wrong question, but who doesn't want to know that somebody cares about them? And better to err on the side of caution and just say, hey, I'm worried about you, I've noticed a change.
She tells me there are also some indicators that the domestic violence could become deadly.
Have you been choked or strangled before by this partner? That's often an indication of a high lethal situation. There's also some other extending circumstances. Has this person who's been abusive to you recently lost their job? Have they recently threatened to kill you or the children?
If those things sound familiar in your own life, she says contact a professional, even starting with a crisis line.
And that is the first step I would take. Educate yourself about the different ways to plan for your safety so that you can do that in the way that's going to protect you in the long run.
Now, the 24-hour crisis line is something that anybody can call, whether you're a survivor or worried about a loved one. The number, we'll give it to you right now, but we'll give it to you another way you can get it. It's 503-654-2288.
And that number, of course, is also on coin.com if you need to see it again.
All right, next.